going YouTube? Dallas Boy here with my National Pokeball League Season 6 draft recap. Last season, Season 5, I wish could have gone a lot better, personally. I mean, I still made the playoffs, but there were some personal issues going on in my life, and I didn't really draft a team that was really fit for me. But Season 6, I'm back, hopefully a lot stronger than ever. Actually, I think definitely a lot stronger than ever. Feeling pretty good about myself. And I'll pretty much share with you what I got. This season I picked 5th. And I was looking through an assortment of mons that I wanted. And 5th pick meant that I got a pretty early pick. So I could just pick about 5 mons that I wanted. And I could basically not really get sniped and kind of build around that mon. So for pretty much my round 1 pick, I ended up getting the mechanical marvel itself, Magearna. I did a little bit of looking around with Magearna. It has great 80, 115, 115 defenses, a very solid 130 special attack, pretty good 95 regular attack. Kind of poor 65 base speed, but it has an incredible Steel Fairy typing. And quite the move pool, I have to say. So that bulk, typing, move pool, definitely something that I would want to work with. And oh yeah, I forgot to bring up its Soul Heart ability, which whenever a Pokemon faints, its special attack rises its stage. So definitely looking like a great pick right off the bat. And probably one of the leaders on the San Antonio Swamperts. But I guess we'll see in time. Then round 2 came, and I was definitely looking at this mon for a little bit, hoping that it would fall into my lap. Fortunately, thank goodness it did. I ended up getting Mega Charizard X. And Zardax, definitely a very potent mon. I would need a little hazard control, hazard support, which I did end up getting in the draft, but got Swords Dance, Belly Drum, bulky Zardax. Got a lot of options I can run on this thing. And not to mention that it's a very potent Tough Claw sweeper. Yeah. Fumbling of words and whatnot. But yeah, I can do quite a bit with Zardax. Definitely happy to have it on board. It'll be my first time using this mon. And yeah, I'm thinking that this one will probably be the biggest win con of the team. And for the 3rd pick, kind of saw around that I had a little bit of a ground weakness and whatnot. So I opted to get something that was immune to ground. Gave me a little bit of hazard support here and there. And by that, I mean Landorus Therian. Yep, I ended up switching Landorus forms this season. But unlike Landorus I, Landorus T kind of fits me a little bit more. Bulkier, access to U-turn, pretty good-ish 105 special attack I think it has. I think it's 105. Access to Intimidate. And brings the team a lot of momentum with the U-turn. Which I can use with Magearna's Volt Switch maybe. In some cases. So, Landorus, pretty versatile mon. Oh yeah, I can also run Double Dance, forgot. But versatile mon, definitely one that I would really want to use. And I think it's going to be a little bit of the backbone of the Swamperts this season. And for next pick, I actually ended up getting one of Landorus Therian's favorite partners, Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash, not too versatile, but a mon that kind of fits my needs, something I'm very familiar with. Can Volt Switch, take some hits here and there. Could probably go Scarfed with this thing too. and cripple some sort of Speedmon. Or, no, not Speedmon. Slowmon, like Ferrothorn, Fortress, stuff like that. And I think I can have a lot of fun with this one. Especially since I'm very familiar with Rotom Wash, despite it not being the most versatile mon out there. But, yeah. One thing I didn't have last season was a team that was in my comfort zone. So far, this is rounding out more and more to be in my comfort zone. Some balanced, bulky offense that I can work with and be a little bit versatile with. And for my not my sixth pick, it's my fifth pick now. Yeah, I ended up getting sniped in some places. Yeah, and even at round 4, I ended up getting sniped. I lost Starmie, I lost Raikou. I was kind of upset, but Rotom made things work out in the end with the electric type. But I needed some hazard control for my my Mega Charizard X, and this round I ended up getting it since I didn't really want it to slip down any further, and I ended up getting Decidueye. Decidueye, pretty interesting mon here. It's brand spanking new. Has some pretty decent-ish bulk, especially on the special side. I think it's like 70-100, which is not bad. Got access to Roost. I have a Defogger. And I actually have a Trapper here, with this thing having Spirit Shackle, which traps the Spirit Shackle traps the opposition. And I can even Baton Pass boosts. Probably subs even. Which, Decidueye can be pretty dangerous if I give it the right opportunity. So, maybe keep an eye on Decidueye, we'll see. For my round 6 pick, we have a little reunion of sorts. We have been reunited with Cobalion! Great to have Cobalion back on an NPL team. I pretty much know what this thing can do. I'm very comfortable with it. Swords Dance, Volt Switch, Stealth Rock support, T-Wave support. Cobalion can do it all. And has a nice little base 108 speed that I can pretty much work with. I do think that this is the fastest mon on my team, which base 108 speed tier, not the greatest per se, but definitely great to have a little something over base 100. So I like Cobalion for this team a lot, yeah. And happy to have Cobalion back on board. 7th round now. I need a little bit of versatility here and there. And probably a Cleric and a Psychic type. So, I went with Meloetta. Meloetta. Although I had it for a little bit in the SIL, that league just ended up dying out, unfortunately. But, Meloetta. Pretty tricky mon to deal with in a few places. I can Calm Mind, I can also T-Wave. It gets Heal Bell. U-Turn. Pretty solid base 90 speed. Pretty good special bulk. Physical bulk, nothing too much to write home with. But Meloetta is definitely a mon that I can have a lot of fun with. And definitely would be happy with too. Especially with this team. Relic Song, I could see that putting in some work, but I guess we would have to see how that works. And round 8, I still question why this thing dropped as far as it did. I mean, it's a great mon, but I still question why. I ended up getting Breloom. Breloom. quite the powerful physical attacker here. I have access to Spore, which is pretty great. Can shut down a member of the opposing team for a little bit. Technician Swords Dance, Poison Heal if need be. Just quite a few options that I can work with Breloom. And Priority Mach Punch, not something to scoff at. So, it's going to be pretty fun. By pretty, I mean very. And then, for the round 9, Mon. Let me explain a few things here. This season in the MPL, we ended up establishing a little bit of a Carny tier, which is some lower tier miscellaneous mons that don't really get used too much here and there. And if you get a Carny tier mon pick at round 9 or earlier, you can get a bonus mon after the first 11 picks. So I ended up getting Carny tier mon, and that mon ended up being Xatu. A little bit more hazard support, a little bit of a stacking of my ice weakness, but definitely manageable with some of the guys I have. I have Magearna, rather, my bad. I have Rotom Wash, I have Cobalion, so I could definitely live with this. But yeah, Xatu, definitely one I do like. Magic Bounce definitely helps out with the hazard control. I also get a little bit of extra T-Wave action. A Rooster, again. Some more access to U-Turn. Yeah, I do have a tendency to like momentum-based teams. Just U-Turn, Volt Switch, whatever. So, Xatu, definitely going to be a welcome member of the team. Don't know how much it's going to get used, but I see it putting in a very good chunk of work. Around 10, I got a little bit more hazard control in Blastoise. Blastoise, a mon that I had back in Season 4. Dropped it for Gastrodon in a little bit of a power move. Yeah, that trade was definitely one of the best trades that I've done ever. The power move was not only dropping Blastoise for Gastrodon, but in tandem with that, I ended up training Gothitelle for Skarmory, which gave my team a whole heck of a lot more balance. And I feel like I'm getting towards the balance portion of year 2. Blastoise, quite a few good coverage moves. Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere. Definitely some great moves to have on it. I get a Spinner, which is great. So, a little less pressure on Zardex. And, yeah, Blastoise being a pretty bulky mon, I can definitely work with it. And definitely happy to have Blastoise back. Pick 11 now. I ended up getting Miltank. Miltank, another interesting option. Base 100 speed, which is pretty good. Also has some pretty decent bulk. I can curse. It has Milk Drink, which would make it a little bit of a better cleric than Meloetta. Defensively at least, Meloetta has much better offensive options, I think. Strongest stab is pretty much return. But Meloetta and the difference between Meloetta and Miltank, pretty much that extra recovery. But oh yeah, and Miltank also gets Scrappy, so I can hit Ghost types. And yeah, a little bit more T-Wave access. How many T-Wave access mons do I have? Magearna has access to T-Wave, Rotom Wash, Cobalion, Meloetta, Xatu, Miltank. That's 6 mons with T-Wave already. Oh yeah, and Breloom gets Dunsparce. So, yeah, Milt Tank is going to be a little bit fun. Oh yeah, and I also get access to Stealth Rocks, which is probably the fourth... I think it's like 3 months with access to rocks on this team, which is pretty good. And now for my Carnivore pick. And this is the pick that I ended up getting in the bonus round for pretty much drafting Xatu in round 9. And for this mon, I decided to pick, I opted to go with Weezing. So with Weezing, I have another Fairy Resist. Something that can also hit Fairy super effectively. Pretty good physical tank. A little bit of access to Will-O-Wisp and some pretty good coverage moves like Thunderbolt and Fire Blast. Another ground immunity with its Levitate ability. And definitely pleased with getting this. In the Carnivore, I thought that I was going to get sniped out of this, but fortunately Weezing landed in my laps. Or, landed in my lap, rather. So, I have a pretty scary team in terms of momentum, balance, whatever. Definitely proud of the way I drafted. I have a pretty good Fire, Water, Grass core, very good Fairy, Steel, Dragon core. I think I might have all the types on this team. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone wants to beg to differ, they can clarify. But yeah, definitely gonna have a lot of fun with this team. A lot more fun with the team I had last season. But pretty much my goal for this year is trying to beat my anxiety. It did get the better of me last season. So, I want to make sure that that doesn't happen again this season. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this draft recap video. Rate, comment, sub, and I will see you guys later on this season. Goodbye.